Let's start using VBA in Excel. VBA is a Visual Basic for Applications, is a programming language for Excel and other office programs like Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. Like for these office programs, VBA is a programming language that's been used. We can use VBA for automating our operations in the applications. Like if you're performing any operation in Excel, mostly like preparing any report, daily status report, like the daily activities you're performing it in repetitive manner, those kind of repetitive tasks can be automated using VBA in Excel. So for that, we will be developing macros here in Excel. Before developing the macros, we need to have the developer tab here in this ribbon. So to get the developer tab, just right click on the ribbon, click on customize the ribbon. Here you will see all the commands and also all the tabs getting displayed here. Here you just click on this checkbox developer and give OK. Now we have got the developer tab. To begin with, we'll just record a manual operation being performed in Excel. Say I'm assigning some value to 3 cells here, A1, B1 and C1. For these 3 cells, let's assign a value. We will record that operation here using this record macro. Okay, so click on record macro. Let's give it a name like test macro. We can give a shortcut key. This shortcut key can be used while running this macro. After developing the macro, once we are done to execute this macro, we can just use this shortcut key to run the macro. I am giving Ctrl K here. We can give any description for the macro. I am giving it's a test macro. Give OK. It has started recording. Now I'm entering some values here. Say I'm giving A here, B and C. I'm done with entering the values. Now I can stop recording. Now the macro is done. To see the list of macros, click on macros. Here, give edit to view the code. Thus you can see the code here. Whatever operation we performed just now, for that operation the code is getting displayed here. After entering these values, the next cell has been selected. But actually we can reduce the number of lines of this code by making some changes manually. Let's say Here worksheets is actually said to be a collection. Here each and everything is considered as an object. The Excel is itself said to be an object in the object hierarchy. Under Excel object we have workbooks collection. Under workbooks collection we have worksheets, and under worksheets we have many properties and methods. So here the worksheet for worksheet collection, for the cell 1,1 we are assigning the value A. Similarly, for worksheets of 1, this is said to be the index. Actually 1 is the worksheet index. We can actually refer to a worksheet either by using a worksheet index number or using the worksheet name. We'll try to run this and check whether it works correctly. I'm giving Ctrl K. Now it has worked. We can reduce this 3 lines of code further. Like here you can see the common thing in all of the 3 lines of code is actually the worksheets. In the first worksheet we are entering the values for the 3 consecutive cells. So instead of having this in this way, we can actually use with statement. With worksheets of 1, we'll be giving end with. We can run the macro again here. You can see now the values have been assigned. It has run correctly. So this is very much useful, and it is a good practice to use these kind of statements, because the maintenance of the code will be easier. If there are any changes that need to be made in the future, we need not make the changes at many places. We can just change it in one place. So it's always a good practice to reduce the lines of code as well as use these kind of statements and loops in our code. So all of these have been included in the subroutine test, and this is actually present under the module 1. We can create as many modules as we want here. Next we'll try to use variables here in our code. Excel doesn't require us to declare the variables explicitly. It takes variant as the data type if the variables have not been declared in the code. Say we are using some variables in the code and we haven't declared, then Excel will actually consider all of those variables as variant. If the Excel does it in that way, then it will consume more RAM space, as well as the execution of a program will also be very much slower. So to avoid that, we have to declare the variables manually. Okay, for that we need to use dim keyword, and we have to declare the variable names. Here you can see option explicit is present. Option explicit, if this statement is included, it means variable declaration is compulsory in our code. This can be done in two ways. Either we can actually have it by manually typing it, or we can actually make it using the settings by going to tools, options. Here we have to check this checkbox, require variable declaration. If this checkbox is checked, then this option explicit particular statement will be included automatically in all the modules. If this is present and we are not declaring the variables and using the variables directly, then we will be getting the error. Okay. For that use only, we will be using option explicit statement. As we will be assigning string values, I am declaring these three variables as string. Now we will assign values to these variables. We are done with assigning values to these variables. Now we will use these variables in our code. Instead of directly assigning the values, we have assigned values to the variables and are using those variables in our code. Now we will try to run the code again. I am deleting the values present already and I am giving Ctrl K. We have got the result. Now we will try to save this. Go to File, give Save As, choose the folder, select Excel macro enabled workbook as the type. Then only the macros will work. Give whatever name for the file name and give save. That's it.